thirdly, godly moms who operate like Paul did and cooperate with God in raising their children will love their children in a way that can be felt when they picture a bright future for them. Now, we're in a hard time in our country, and I mean, even Standard & Poor's is worried about our credit rating in America, and boy, the Chinese are doubly worried, and so are all the other countries that have all of our dollars. I liked it this week that some Wall Street Journal writer wrote that the Federal Reserve has printed $1 billion out of thin air. Don't you? Or $1 trillion, I mean. Well, who cares? It's just a lot of zeros. But don't you wish you could print money out of thin air? I mean, they're creating by fiat money that's never existed before. Just recently, $1 trillion. And the whole world is going, whew, we don't attach high value to that money as much anymore. And so we're living in a world where it looks dismal, especially if you're in the Western Anglo-Saxon part of it. Both Britain and America are drowning in debt. And it's going to affect future generations. But you know what? When you live in a world like that, we can still picture a bright future. Paul told Timothy he had a crown that was awaiting him, and it wasn't attached to money. That he was running a race that was set before him, and that he could be a winner in that race and get an unfading crown. And that the Lord was going to reward him. That he already saw qualities in his life. He already saw qualities that God was going to reward him for. He was telling him that. So we also should express what God can do for our children as they follow Him in their lives. Grace-energized mothers explain to their children how they can become the greatest servant of the Lord in whatever field God has given them. Remember last week we saw that our whole purpose in life is pleasing God. Please God in whatever you do. I like the story of George Washington Carver, the peanut farmer. Remember? The black agricultural scientist that perfected the use of peanuts, that revolutionized the whole southern agriculture and showed them how they could do their crop rotation, how they could make the most out of their crops. And in his institute raised a generation of scientists. Do you remember that he saw a bright future because he saw that whatever he did, he could do for the glory of God? That's so vital. In every field that God has gifted us, we can glorify and please Him. Explain why you think their gifts and character traits will be useful throughout their lives as a mother, as a parent. Avoid the overuse of negative admonitions. Most of us have gotten enough negative admonitions for life already. You know, I was talking to someone recently and they said that they went out with their supervisor, and their supervisor, the higher up in their company, spent 2 days just eviscerating them. I mean, just chopping them, telling them everything they did wrong. At the end of the 2 days, they were gracious. The Spirit of God was upon them. They said, "Thank you. Thank you for pointing out everything I did wrong. I have one question. Did I do anything right in the last 2 days? I am your highest producing salesperson. I am the longest standing, the greatest expert in this field. Did I do anything right?" And the supervisor was taken back and looked at them and said, "You know, I was raised with constant criticism. And that's just how I operate. But yes, you did a lot right. But I can only see what you do wrong." You know, that's how the world is. They don't have any operating system other than how they were raised. They don't have that divine implant that we can get that transforms us, a personality transplant that transforms us by the Spirit of God to be able to use biblical affirmations to inspire confident dependence on God. That's what God wants us to do. And that's what we can ask for. So thirdly, picture a bright future for them. Secondly, attach high value to them. First, prepare encouraging words for them. Fourthly, godly moms who realize they're partners with God, who raise their children loving them in a way that they can feel, make a commitment to walk through life with them. And they tell the children that. It's not like, "I can't wait to get you out of this house. I can't wait to be an empty nester so I can finally do what I want to do. I want to play golf. I want to do my hobbies. I can't wait to get you out of here." That is what a lot of kids get communicated. You're expensive. You cost us a fortune. We're going to get you through. But boy, we're going to get on with life. That's not the biblical model. Godly moms communicate a commitment to walk through life with their children. One of Christ's most precious promises to us is that He is with us always to the end. Don't you love that? Matthew 28:20, lo, I'm with you always. I'm going to be with you through your strong days, through your accomplishing days, through your great days of looking back, and through your waning days and your weak days and your final days and your last breath. I'm with you the whole time. Jesus made a commitment to be with us. You know what? Paul made a commitment. He says, I'm praying for all of you. I labor in prayer. I'm with you all by prayer night and day, and I'm going to be with you to my last breath. Do we make a similar commitment? We can express so much love that can be felt as we stand by our children through the months and years ahead to make our words of affirmation become a reality. Say, I didn't just raise you this way. I'm going to pray you through those years. Express ways you want to be a deeper part of their life. While they're close, have those monthly dates, those weekly prayer studies, a nightly prayer time. Go through a shared prayer list. Don't quit as soon as you miss a scheduled time because of conflict or your loved one hurts or discourages you or your child fails in some area. What words rang out to Christ's disciples from the Great Commission? For the rest of their lives, they could hear Him saying, I am with you always. No matter what happens, no matter how you fail me, no matter how many times, Peter, you relapse back into Peter, the foot-and-mouth disciple that always makes boasts that he can't keep, I'm going to be with you. That's what children need to hear from us. And that's what God's grace can energize us to be to those we love. Committed to walk through life with them.